What is up, everyone? This is your host again, Limitless, back with another episode of Limitless Talk. And guys, a lot is happening, and as usual, I like to compile all this information and basically give it all up to you guys in a lump sum. So, without further ado, you know, oh, just before we move on, peace, love, and light to every single one of you out there. So, let's check out what's been going on. Um, so, as usual, we know the direction in which the world is moving to. You know, the agenda hasn't changed. The agenda is still pretty much very much the same. So, looking at the market right now, you look at the US market, red. You look at the European market, green. Asia market, mixed match. The forex market, again, these are all the currencies. The important bit here is the rate. We can see all the rates are up, dollar down, meaning there's money going into the debt market. So there's nothing new here. Rate up, money in the debt market, dollar down. There's nothing too significant going on here. It's still the same tactics, same thing still going on. And recently we've seen a lot of the main economies in the world talking about passing a new, bill to support the economy, and also the old nonsense going on in Ukraine right now. But we'll see how much of that makes its way into the stock and crypto market. So, anyways, without further ado, let's look at some funny article. We've got China orders 51 million into lockdown as COVID surges. China is facing its worst COVID crisis since early 2020, when the world first witnessed an entire population lockdown to contain the coronavirus in Wuhan and its surrounding province. Guys, right now, we know COVID has taken a back seat. All we hear about is Russia, Ukraine, Russia, Ukraine. It's almost as if, COVID doesn't exist. But make no mistake, guys, they're still working on the digital ID, the vaccine passport. They're still working on all those things. Just go back into some of the previous videos and you'll see that WHO is still partnering with organizations out there to work on these things. So, guys, everything China is doing right now, it's all to usher in, the fourth industrial revolution, and China is gonna be the blueprint, for the rest of the world. Moving on, we've got automation and decarbonization could further deepen poverty in London. That is a ridiculously funny article. Increasing automation and a move to a greener economy could further deepen inequality in the capital post-pandemic. The gap between London's poorest and richest widened during coronavirus. Yes, we know that because all the stimulus COVID packages went into the pocket of the people that are already rich. Look, guys, the closer you are to the money printer, the more access you have to the money. It's no brainer. You understand what I'm saying? With people claiming unemployment benefits substantially above the national average. We know why, of course, because they were not working. So you gave them the option and they took it. So why you moaning? This is a funny article. And guys, just like we've established here, automation, the fourth industrial revolution, is gonna leave a lot of people out of work. They're letting you know right now. You see, these guys don't do any. They don't do anything or say anything they haven't done the study into. All right, automation and decarbonization. Instead of saying could, they should have put will further deepen poverty in London. Okay, a lot of people will be left behind. A lot. We're talking billions of people. All right. Moving on. We've got the White House is briefing TikTok stars about the war in Ukraine, with millions getting their information about the war from the platform. The administration wants to get its message to the top content creators. Guys, this is nothing but very, very bad propaganda. You understand what I'm saying? They are using social media platform to get to manufacture consent amongst the younger generation. You understand what I'm saying? They know a lot of the younger generation don't go out there to research these things or listen to the mainstream media like that to get this information. They know a lot of us now get our information from the social media platforms, and so there's a lot of censorship going on in terms of, if you're not talking about the narrative the way they want you to talk about it, they shut you down. You understand what I'm saying? And now they're going as far as to enlist TikTokers to, the top content creators basically, to basically help them spread their lies and propaganda. One thing we need to remember is there's always two sides to every story. Okay? And if you're only hearing one side, then you should know there is something wrong. You cannot be a judge without hearing both sides of the story. Okay? Go look up how judges, you know, carry out their duties, and you'll see they always hear both sides of the story. There's no two ways about it. Okay? Moving on. We've got, yes, I'm happy. We've got Facebook and Instagram let users call for death to Russian soldiers over Ukraine. You see, one thing we need to understand about all these social media platform and their owners is that they were created to basically control the narrative. Okay, and whenever they want to use it in a way whereby they've previously, been against, like calling for someone's death, which is, you can class as hate speech. You understand what I'm saying? If you do that on a normal day, they'll tell you no. But because of the situation going on right now, they want to fuel the rage amongst the people. They really need that consent. They need to manufacture it in one way or another. You understand what I'm saying? These are all propagandas, guys. Funny articles, these are. Very, very funny. You understand what I'm saying? And lastly, here we've got branch banking to be dead and gone in Europe by 2025. Of course, with cryptograph technology coming in, blockchain, distributed ledger technology, why do you need a branch? I mean, a lot of these branches they've started closing them down as early as 2014, 2015. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of these guys they've been preparing basically. You understand what I'm saying? So this is nothing new, guys. This is nothing new. You just have to research and you'll see that branches have been closing down for years now. For years. You understand what I'm saying? So let's take a quick break, guys, and then we'll come back to what we've got. Welcome back, everyone. This is your host again, Limitless. This is the show where we talk about politics, economics, and propaganda. And it's very, very important that we listen and understand how the world works. And of course, if you like and enjoy what you're listening to, please share with your friends, family, loved ones, everywhere they may be. You understand what I'm saying? We need to take advantage of these technologies exactly the way we're supposed to use it. We're supposed to use it in a very constructive way, not the way, uh, we majority of people use it nowadays, because as much as they give us this technology, they don't want us to use it the way it's supposed to be used. So they create a lot of other distractions that basically gets people's attention. You understand what I'm saying? So let's move on. So right here, we've got Russia allows Chinese banks to buy oil without letters of credit to bypass Western sanctions. Right. 1 week ago, Shell quietly purchased Russian seaborne crude at a record discount of $28.50. Guys, if you go look at the price of crude now, you'll see how much it is per barrel. Amid a self-imposed boycott by most other Western purchasers of a Russian energy product. only to spark widespread populist outrage over its indirect funding of the Putin regime and prompting a vow from the largest European energy company to not purchase Russian crude anymore. Guys, Europe consumes more oil than it produces. Okay, Europe, America, a lot of these European countries in America, they consume more energy than they produce. So, of course, if they're sanctioning Russian oil, what does that mean? It means they won't be able to meet the demands at home. And of course, what's that going to result into? It's going to result into price hike. Okay, things will get very expensive very, very quickly. And it won't just be oil, it will be everything from food to your clothing to anything you do will be expensive because our primary source of energy to create all these things and do all these things we do is from fossil fuel, crude oil, okay, natural gas. That is the primary source of energy, and we use the power stations to burn it and create electricity from that. Okay, so it's no brainer that Shell would go behind quietly and buy this. And we need to understand Shell is a uh, is a Netherlands company. So more time they bought it to sponsor that whole region there. You understand what I'm saying? So moving on, we've got Xi Jinping places a bet on Russia. China's backing for Vladimir Putin's war is all about its contest with America. Guys, we've been talking about this. China is the main end game. Is the main you know um uh joker in the back. That they're not talking about. You understand what I'm saying? The Chinese Communist Party elites can picture an endgame to the Ukraine war that suits China very well. In Beijing, scholars and high-ranking government advisors predict that today's show of Western unity will fade sooner or later as sanctions fail to break Russia and instead send energy prices soaring. In their telling, the conflict will hasten America's decline. That's what we, guys, this is all planned out. This is all planned out, literally. And slow retreat from the world. A crumbling of America led alliance will then usher in a new global order involving spheres of influence dominated by a few iron willed autocracies, China chief amongst them. You understand what I'm saying? If you don't know what an autocracy is, go check it out. Okay, just go look up what it means, guys. This is all planned now. This article right here by the Economist is literally telling you what will happen, and this is exactly what is going on. We're just watching it in real time play out right in front of us. You understand what I'm saying? Take your time, go search for this article and go read it. Okay, go read it. Moving on, we've got Ford and PG&E partner on electric F-150 powering homes and grid. Ford will collaborate with Pacific Gas and Electric Co. in California to evaluate the capabilities of electric F-150 Lightning to power homes and return energy to the power grid. Guys, we know what's going on. They're building the fourth industrial revolution. And if you understand uh, what we've pointed out before regarding crude oil, fossil fuel, and all that, they're gonna move the masses towards electrification, right? Battery technology. You understand what I'm saying? That is where the future is going. That's why that article in the beginning that said, the carbonization is gonna widen. Automation and the carbonization will widen poverty, will increase poverty. It's no joke, guys. It's no joke. They're rushing this technology so bad that it's not ready. A lot of people with electric cars will tell you that they have a lot of issues. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not against technology, but we need to know that We need to allow things to progress naturally rather than trying to force things. You understand? Moving on. We've got US clears way for truly driverless vehicles without steering wheels. Guys, we are building. The fourth industrial revolution is being built right in front of us right now. We need to understand when we're seeing these articles. I bring these articles just to point out what is going on. Okay? Go do your own digging. Everything adds up. Alright? Out of chaos, they bring in new order. Why they do that, I don't know. It's I do because it's mainly because they want control. You see, certain things that they wouldn't have normally been able to do when bringing in the technology, right? They would be able to then do it if there's some sort of problem that gives them, you know, the authority to want to act in a way that will allow them to bring in certain type of legislation or technology or you know restriction and stuff like that. And that's what we're seeing right now. Okay, crypto is not supposed to be something that can be that can be used to sanction other people and stuff like that. But if you've looked into what crypto is, distributed ledger technology, central bank digital currency, you know that the whole idea of it is to control. Okay, there's nothing wrong with technology can be used for good and evil, and right now we can see that these people want to use it for wickedness. They want to control you. Okay, they want to do things and be able to tell you to shut the hell up when you try to call them out on their bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? So moving on, we've got Jamaican Central Bank to airdrop Jamaica CBDC to early adopters. Jamaican Digital Exchange, Jamaica's soon to be released CBDC, will see citizens with crypto wallets receive a $16 deposit to help spread awareness and usage. Guys, there's a lot of money in this space right now. They're throwing money at everything, left, right, center. A lot of money. Me alone, I've probably made probably more than £100 just doing, you know, a bunch of different tasks and activities. Learning about new blockchain, especially on Coinbase. Learn to earn. You get what I'm saying? On Binance as well, on crypto.com, doing different task activities like you earn crypto. You understand what I'm saying? These things, even if you don't want to invest your own money, there's still tons of free money out there. Imagine millions of people making over £100 in crypto. That's a lot of money they're giving away. They're just throwing away. And this is money they're printing just anyhow. And they're putting it in the hands of commercial banks and stuff like that. You understand what I'm saying? So let's get our shit together basically. Joe Rogan Podcast guest exposes central bank digital currency dystopia. Here's the important bit for me, guys. Joe Rogan's guest, Mahajid Nawaz, explained that CBDCs are a potentially powerful tool for the state to control its citizens. Nawaz revealed that legislators, including in the UK, have openly and freely discussed using such powers. Amongst the G7, Canada has already shown its willingness to misuse financial powers as a means of controlling the populace. Guys, they will use it against you. Okay? Remember, this central bank digital currency will be programmable. You understand what I'm saying? They can turn it on and off. They can give you a time frame of how long you have to spend it. They can tell you where you can spend it. You understand what I'm saying? Guys, understand what is going on. If you're relying on central bank digital currency, which is basically fiat currency, you are screwed. You will be screwed. Guys, wake up. Wake up if you ain't waking up yet. Wake up. Right here is an update from the UK Parliament. Central bank digital currency, a solution in search of a problem. the important bit for me here is the key findings. There are two main security risks posed by a CBDC. First, individual accounts could be compromised through weaknesses in cybersecurity. Second, the centralized CBDC ledger, which would be a critical piece of national infrastructure, could be a target for attack from hostile state and non-state actors. While no design can guarantee absolute security, of course, nothing is ever 100%. Any CBDC system will need to be adaptable to emerging security threats and technological change, including fast developing quantum computing. Guys, this is all about AI and machine learning. Go look up quantum compute. China already has quantum. China's already using quantum computer. That's why they're able to do all those, facial recognition shit they're running in their country right now with over 40, 50 million cameras. Guys, understand what is going on. That's why China wants to take Taiwan. It's part of it because Taiwan is one of the largest chip producers in the world. Okay, and let me not say too much. So next, there may be some benefit from the introduction of a wholesale CBDC for use between financial institutions, yada yada. Also, operation of monetary system are already efficient. A CBDC may help to further enhance efficiency in securities trading and settlement. We know we need to free up liquidity. Right now, that's why money takes 3-4 working days to show up in your account to get settled. Is because there's no liquidity. You understand what I'm saying? So, as part of the new financial system, money will be readily available. Readily. For those who've got access to it, of course. You understand what I'm saying? The case for digital pound may change in the future, and therefore the government and Bank of England could derive most benefit now by taking action to shape global standard which suits the UK's value and interest, for example, with regards to privacy, security, and operational standards. If you know anything, if you go look at the Bank of England's already telling their customers to start making the switch to ISO 2002, which is basically uh, the backbone of what central bank digital currencies are gonna run off of. You understand what I'm saying? That's the standard. So if the Bank of England, that's authorized by the UK government to do what they do, already moving towards digitization and blockchain, what the hell is the UK government talking about here? You understand what I'm saying? These people just lie. They just lie constantly. It's just like when US say, "Oh, we're gonna start, we're gonna do a report on crypto and blockchain and CBDC, and the report will be back in 6 months." I'm like, what are they talking about? What are they talking about when the Feds is already working with China to to use blockchain to settle securities and stuff like that? It doesn't make sense. You see, when these people tell you that they're gonna start looking into something, it doesn't mean they're just about to start developing it. It's already done. As a matter of fact, they only tell you when it's done. That's the only time they tell us, when it's actually completed. And then when they tell us, that's when they put in the infrastructure together to get it ready in the next, 2, 3, 4, 5 years for the public to use. You understand what I'm saying? So if you look right here, it says, at further information, at 3 p.m. on Tuesday, 18 January 2022, the Lord's Economic Affairs Committee is hosting an event, Central Bank Digital Currency, plotting a path ahead for the UK, with the Royal United Service Institute Centre for Financial Crime and Security Studies. So, they're still trying to tell us that they're working on this. But we know all this is here is all about regulatory, clarity. That's what they're working on here. This is what this is all about. How they are going to regulate it, how they're going to pull a bunch of crap together that will confuse the masses, that will allow them to do all sorts of criminal, immoral. I don't even like to say criminal. Let's just say immoral. Okay, immoral. You understand what I'm saying? Because there's certain things in this world that should be downright criminal, but they are not. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I have that saying. Just because it's immoral, just because it's right does not mean, you know, it will be criminalized. And just because it's criminalized does not mean it's wrong. You can't mix criminality and immorality up. They're not the same thing at all. Something that's immoral will necessarily not be, you know, will not be criminal in the legal system. And something that's criminal is not necessarily immoral. You understand what I'm saying? But it's all about the ka-ching they want to get from people. Moving on. U.S. Senate passes 1.5 trillion government funding bill with Ukraine aid. So they're giving Ukraine about 13.6 billion in aid. You ask yourself, who's getting this money? Where's all this money going to? Why are they giving Ukraine 13.6 billion to fight war instead of giving them 13.6 billion to help their people? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense. And part of this 1.5 trillion is going to fund the US government to meet its obligation up until 30th of September this year. So guys, the movie is only getting started. 30th, I'm waiting to see what's going to happen, in September when this money runs out. Whether they're going to come out and say there's no more government. I don't know how they're going to do it. But we know the government has no more money. The US government. And believe me, whatever happens to US is going to affect the entire world. Don't play yourself. It will affect the entire world. Moving on, we've got proposal limiting proof of work is rejected in EU Parliament Committee vote. Right now, there's Bitcoin Lightning. So, even this is just a rush to regulate crypto. You understand? There's Bitcoin Lightning working in the background. And when I saw this initially, when they were that the vote was going to take place, I was like, of course they're not going to vote. There's not going to be anything meaningful coming out of this thing. Because this is a building stage. They're not going to compromise. They're not going to compromise their efforts by trying to limit Bitcoin. Bitcoin of all, blockchain. Nah, it ain't happening. Moving on, we've got Cello Foundation proposes to deploy Unisob V3 version 3 on its native blockchain. Guys, again, the building. This is what all these things are about. Cello aims to promote green use cases and rebalance its treasury with green asset-backed tokens with the help of Uniswap. So guys, next we've got hedge fund Fairtree makes big short bet against Tether. The asymmetric bet limits the downside but promises big profit if correct, the firm client says. Guys, we've looked at Tether in the past. We know Tether is how and USDC is how they funnel money in and out of the crypto market. You understand what I'm saying? And Tether, when the SEC finally gets down right with Tether, they will shut it down. They will shut it down and it will affect the crypto market. So when you see these big hedge funds coming out and telling you what they're doing, it's because they know what's coming down the pipeline. All right? And when you understand what's going on as well, you know to follow suit. All right? I wouldn't keep my money in Tether. I'd keep my money in USDC. Ain't no brainer or any other stable coin out there. You understand what I'm saying? Moving on, we've got layers in crypto hiring. FTX adds gaming partnership lead. Gaming is how they will get the Gen Z. End of. Okay? Because we know a lot of the younger generation nowadays, they don't care about finances. They don't care about how anything works. All they just want to do is push a button and get it. That's it. Okay? And they love that. And of course, it's a society they created through social media and all this instant gratification. It's sickening, really. Okay, it's absolutely sickening. But anyways, if you're looking for a job in it, they're looking for a gaming lead. Anyways, Bank of Israel issues draft guidelines on cryptocurrencies, anti-money laundering, and combating finance for terrorism. So when we see these banks creating guidelines and stuff like that for cryptocurrency, this tells you crypto ain't going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. I think it's now starting to become apparent to a lot of people that crypto is not going anywhere. And people need to get used to it and start. It's not even too late to invest. It's not too late to invest. You see, the last thing is when this whole cyber attack thing happened, I don't even think people will be able to get crypto. Guys, there's a lot of shit that's still coming in the pipeline. They're out here to destroy people. Okay? They are out here to destroy people. Next, we've got what's all the excitement around ISO 20022. The main thing I want to show here is, and of course you can go back and read this yourself, ISO 2022, past, present, and future. The first iteration of ISO 20022 was published in 2004. You see these guys? They always want to make it seem like these things, they only just started working on it now. Guys, this plan, all this technology you see dates back decades and decades ago. You understand what I'm saying? Even before 2000s, they've been working on these things. You understand what I'm saying? There's nothing new out here. They are building. Look at this UK fast payment service moving to ISO 20022 by 2023. But you have the House of Parliament telling you that they don't want to look into, central bank digital currency. Why are you building an infrastructure if you're not going to have the right tool to complement the infrastructure you're building? I don't get it. It makes no sense. It's because they already do. Okay? They're already, all of them. They just need the right crisis to say, boom, we're done. Just watch, guys. Watch. Look. FedWire, one of two real-time gross settlement or wire system along with chips that plan to convert to ISO in the next several years. They are already Fed now, proposed 2023, and will also use ISO to specifications. They are ready, guys. I don't know what else to say. They are ready. Ready. That's why it's important to research and know exactly what is happening. Alright? And lastly here, we need to remember we've got options and futures expiring, starting with Bitcoin backed futures on the 24th of this month, so that's in 10 days. And if as you can see right here, we need to break above this resistance. We just need to break it. We've been trading sideways as early as January. You understand what I'm saying? That's why a lot of people are just like, oh, we haven't seen the bottom yet. I think we've seen the bottom. Because as you can see right here, we've got a support there. We bounced up, resistance, back down against support, bounced up, resistance, back down against support. But one thing you need to know is we're making a higher high. You understand what I'm saying? Or is it a higher low? Yeah, a higher low, because we're coming back down again. Yeah, we're making a higher low. A higher high will be like going back up and trending up. So as you can see, if you place a trend line here, you see the trend line will shoot up. It'll be on a upward trajectory, and right here it's just a straight flat line. So we need to break out of this, and the way it's looking like we're gonna break to the upside, but we'll keep an eye out and see how things move. But in my opinion, this market is going much higher, especially with all the money printing and that's going on. It's going much higher, guys. So guys, I just want to leave us with a one message before I end this as well. Guys, the very first thing you need to do to win this battle is to recondition your mental state. You need to recondition the mental before the physical can follow. Everything starts in the metaphysics first. Okay? Everything starts in the invincible. Everything starts with your thought. You understand what I'm saying? Everything starts in the spirit, however you want to put it. Okay? Everything always starts with what you can't see. It always starts from the inside. Okay? So, if you can recondition your mental state and reprogram yourself, get yourself strong mentally, understand what is going on, and know that It will happen. Okay? It will happen. There's nothing we can do about it. There's not enough people that are aware, okay, to change these things. Not enough people. So start with your mental state first. Build yourself. Improve yourself. Learn. Look at things. I don't just, look into politics and economics and all that. That's not the only thing I do. I look into esoteric knowledge. I look into history. I look into a bunch of other stuff. I didn't limit myself to just one of this. And one of the important thing is, once you history, if you can study history, and when you're studying history, always stick to primary sources. And what do I mean by primary sources? Like, stick to uh the information that these scholars are trying to give you their opinion on. Don't listen to what the scholars are saying. You look at the information they're presenting and come to your own opinion based on what you are looking at. Don't listen to them, because they're going to lie and manipulate, your thought, what you're looking at, and give you some bullshit. Okay? So history will really, really help you pull a lot of these things in perspective, because guys, there's nothing new under the sun. Everything we're seeing right now is an extension of the old world, an extension of the old empires. If you look at all the several empires that have come in the past, today is nothing different. We live in an empire today. You understand what I'm saying? We live in an imperial environment. You understand? There's imperialism going on all around us. You understand what I'm saying? So, guys, with all that being said, I appreciate you all listening in as usual. You understand? Please like, subscribe, share with your family, friends, and loved ones. You understand? We all need to know how the world works, because that's the only way we won't be fooled by what the mainstream media is saying. And of course, those people out there that don't really know what they're talking about, but they want to pretend like they know what they're talking about. So, guys, I appreciate you all. Peace, love, and light.